This week, we talk about the most current Cardinals injury report, Matt Prater making history, and some other amazing Cardinals local stories. Stay tuned.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast with Kelly Singh.
Murray heaves it downfield. It's caught. It is caught. DeAndre Hopkins. Miraculous. It's Murray magic.
The sickest Arizona Cardinals podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Welcome to the sickest Arizona Cardinals podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Singh. I'll be joined a little bit later by my co-host, Charlotte Shaff, with the Positivity Playbook. But first, why don't we go ahead and talk about what's on everybody's mind, and that is this week's injury report. Want to support the show and look stylish? Get your fan gear from Homage. You can find the link in our description, whether you're listening or watching. I'm wearing my newest t-shirt by Homage, and it is comfortable, it's fun, and I'm wearing it oversized over leggings. So ladies, choose a lady size or get a men's. Mix it up. The injury report is a tough one going into this week against the Commanders. Yesterday, friend of the pod, Donnie Druin, tweeted out that Cardinals' top free agent, DL Justin Jones, is going to injured reserve and will be done for the season. The team is also out Darius Robinson, although he's expected back, and BJ Ojulari had a season-ending knee injury and is expected to be on injured reserve for the rest of the season. Cardinals beat reporter Bo Brack tweets out that Trey McBride was not in attendance at the Cardinals practice on Thursday. He is still out as part of the concussion protocol. Now, in my experience as a fantasy football team manager, I can tell you that they're going to pay a lot of attention to see if he plays in Friday's practice, and it could even be a game day decision before he is marked out. However, I did notice when I was looking at my fantasy teams that Austin Eckler has already been marked out for Sunday's game against the Cardinals due to a concussion that he received in their last game. So he's out. Trey McBride still questionable. Cards Chatter has tweeted that Marvin Harrison Jr. was out in Thursday's practice. That's great news because he had a quadricep injury. So we're glad to hear Marvin Harrison Jr. is back in practice. Our friend Donnie Druin also tweeted yesterday that Kelvin Beachum returned to practice. This is excellent news, something everybody was waiting to hear. Injury or no injury, let's hope that our Cardinals can take advantage of the Commanders being one of the worst defenses in the league, whether it's passing, rushing, scoring defense, red zone defense, third down defense. The Washington Commanders are one of the worst defenses in the league, so now is the time for us to capitalize. Let's come home with a big win on Sunday. And now it's time for the Positivity Playbook with my co-host, Charlotte Shaff. It is time for the Positivity Playbook. Welcome, Charlotte, to the show. How has your week been?
My week has been wonderful, other than the very hot temperatures, but I'm having a great week and very excited for this weekend.
Me too. I had been wearing sweaters walking the dog in the morning, and then now the last few days, though, I have not. It's been warm.
I know. It's pretty wild.
It's going to stay warm, I think, for a little bit longer, which ties into our first story. I'll rewind and touch back on that. But the month of October is typically Crucial Catch Month, but we've started a bit early here in Arizona.
Yes. Recently, some of the Cardinals players got to enjoy some time with some cancer survivors at a paint and sip and they were able to paint a really cute looking Cardinals painting. Check it out on the Cardinals website. And also, if you didn't know, Crucial Catch, their Crucial Catch game this year, instead of being in October, is going to be on September 29th, this Sunday. So if you are planning on going, I hope you will check out some of the cool things they're doing at the game. Dignity Health will have a banner in section 135, which is right near me. And they're going to let fans interact and write down who they're fighting for in the fight against cancer. So I think that's pretty cool. Thank you, Cardinals. And then Cigna is going to be on the Great Lawn with a skin cancer screen trailer, face painters, a green screen to take photos with Cardinals alumni and cheerleaders. So a lot of cool things to make people aware of the unfortunate disease of cancer and how the NFL is working on the Crucial Catch campaign this year.
Well, both of us have been touched by breast cancer, which is one of the ways we had initially just connected in real life. Um, but I was thinking what I was going to wear to the game this week. And I was like, oh, I'm going to probably wear this red. And then you mentioned the Crucial Catch game. Well, I have a sweatshirt that I love for Crucial Catch, but it's going to be too warm for that. I
Mhm.
have a black Cardinals Crucial Catch shirt. You're going to be out there in pink.
Yep, I have a pink Crucial Cut shirt that I got a couple years ago. I was able to be down there during halftime for a tribute to cancer survivors a couple years ago. It was really cute. I'm not really a pink girl, to be honest with you, so this is probably the only time that you would see me wearing it in public and not working out in it.
Well, it's for Crucial Catch, so it's for a good cause, bringing some recognition to both men's and women's cancers, which I think is really great that they're looping in other types of cancer, especially prostate cancer, which is really far more deadly than I had ever imagined. So, men get your checks, women get your checks.
Absolutely, absolutely. Never put off something like that. You never know.
You never know. And
Mhm.
since we were talking about outfits and what we're wearing, we've been seeing a lot of questions out there in the Cardinals community about what are the Cardinals wearing this next week. You don't have to wait week by week, do you?
No, I mean, I'll be honest with you. It is funny how many people ask this question. I see it in a lot of the Cardinals Facebook groups and on social media. So the Cardinals this year have unveiled what they are wearing at each game. So you can find it on their website. They've got all the information on what games, and it looks like this weekend it's going to be red. But if you look on the Cardinals website and you just look up Cardinals uniform schedule, they've got it all laid out for you. So you know every time they're going to be wearing white, when they're going to be wearing black, and when they're going to be wearing red.
Love it. Does it tell the helmets too? Because I know that those can
Ooh. Well, I mean, the photos that they have on the website, it
show the
just,
whole thing.
yeah, it just shows for the white, they're wearing the white helmet with the white pants. Red is red pants, red top, white helmet. Black is all black.
That's
And
cool.
there is something that they said the only time the Cardinals will wear red on the road is in Miami on the 27th of October. And the only time they're going to wear white at home will be December 15th against the Patriots.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
I know the teams probably have to coordinate so that each of them's not wearing white or black.
Right. They can't clash. And hasn't it always been where you white? Don't you usually wear white when you're the away team?
I think it was all the home team is the white.
Oh.
Um,
Hmm.
well, at least when I played basketball, that's what it was. But um, yeah, they changed it. I'm not sure when they changed it, but now they can just wear whatever they want.
Yeah. Good for them. I
Good for
love
them.
that.
Well, we had a Cardinal make some history. We're just making history all over the place. Who was it this time and what did they do?
This time we got to give some claps for Matt Prater. He has made NFL history, and with his extra point in the first quarter of the game against the Lions on Sunday, he has become the only active NFL player with 1,800 points.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
know. And he's also previously earned all pro honors. He's made the Pro Bowl twice. He's just doing a really good job and he's 40 years old. I hope that he is able to stay on that team for a while with that kind of record.
Um, a couple of seasons ago, and even into last season at the start of it, a couple of seasons ago, though, I was pretty harsh on Matt Prater. He had a hip injury.
Mhm.
I'm like, this guy is getting old. He's got this hip injury. He's had a career. Like, let's move on. But he came back and he came back better. So kudos to Matt Prater for going out there and getting strong again and breaking records.
Absolutely. I mean, what a stressful job. When you are the kicker, it could be the deciding factor of whether your team wins or loses. So a very important role.
Kickers are people too.
Yes, they are.
You mentioned the Lions game. I am not going to let you go without getting your input. Uh, that interception that Jared Goff threw right before the 2-minute warning and the refs calling it. Like,
Oh
what
my.
were what was going through your head?
We couldn't believe it and we were in shock. And my husband literally pulled out his phone and starts replaying the play and he's showing it to everybody around us. He's like, "Oh my God, did you see this? I can't believe that nobody said anything." And everybody was in an uproar. It was unbelievable. I know that we're all pretty upset about it. And I still am very curious as to why there was no one really acting on the field about saying something.
So I read an article, I think it was from Donnie Druin, friend of the podcast at SI.com, and there really wasn't a super great explanation other than the refs acknowledged that
Yeah.
the play had been called. And the reason nobody could do anything, according to the ref, is because the whistle had been blown. So apparently the whistle was the rule maker, but I don't think I have ever seen that before.
Mm-mm.
And it was crazy.
Yeah, it made no sense to me at all. It was very, I feel like it just kind of like turned the whole mood of everything around big time where we're like, crap, are we going to be able to get back to being ahead in this game? And nope, nope,
Yeah, because I think we would have taken the lead at that point, if I'm not mistaken. And that, like you said, it just changed the whole tide of the game.
it did. It did.
Ugh.
I
Oh
know.
well. But there was a very cool collector's
Hmm.
pen, very cool collector's pin. And I got week one was kind of basic Rams. The week two, we've been celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, and they did a pin and it says Viva Game Day. Um, and it
I
has
like
the
it.
date and the Lions helmet and the Cardinals helmet. Very cool. Last week I told you I went all the way to the team shop, which is not close to where I'm sitting. And this week I checked the pop-up stand right next to me at 105. They were actually sold out. And then I went a few more sections down, still not nearly as far as the team shop, and they did have the pins. So if you're not near the team shop, they do have them at the pop-up shop, and we'll get another one this week. There's a new one for every home game.
Can't wait to see it.
Hooray! Any football news on the kids front? What's going on at Brophy?
I mean, you're asking me to brag about my kid.
Yes.
Well, Jake has a game tonight. So I'm excited to watch him play the Brophy freshman red team because they have a very large football team, so they separate them into red and white. Their freshman team yesterday won. They completely shut out Notre Dame Prep. So, and we're excited for Brophy's football on Friday because we are undefeated. Let's go varsity.
Go varsity, go Brophy. I'll cheer for them because they're still part of our neighborhood here. I have Shadow Mountain right in my backyard.
Hmm.
So I don't know if they clash or not. Do they?
I don't think they do. I
Different
don't,
divisions.
I think so. I think so.
So
Yeah,
I can
I gotta
cheer
look
for
at the
Brophy
schedule.
freely.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you and all of the fun stories that you're bringing us every week. This has become my favorite part of the show because I feel like it has such good substance because I can sit here and give injury reports. I can sit here and give you some fun props to play. We might have an interview here and there, but the positivity playbook's where it's at.
Oh, thank you. You're very kind. I'm sure you say this to everybody.
To all of my co-hosts. All right. Well, thank you, Charlotte, and we'll catch you again next week. Despite losing to the Lions last week, which we should have won, thanks, refs. Anyway, I had to get that out. Despite losing to the Lions last week, the Cardinals still had so many notable stats to talk about. Kyler Murray had 252 yards. 207 passing, 45 rushing, and a touchdown pass. This was his 99th career touchdown pass. So, in the game this weekend against the Commanders, Kyler will have his 100th touchdown pass. Book it. Along with those 207 passing yards, as I mentioned, Kyler had 45 rushing yards. He has had 45 or more rushing yards in each game this season. So if you like to place prop bets, I'm going to be putting one down on Kyler Murray for more than 45 rushing yards. Have I looked at the lines yet? No. But if I can find one with 45 or more rushing yards on Kyler, I'll be betting that. Let's talk about James Conner. James Conner has had 80 or more scrimmage yards and a touchdown in 7 of his last 8 games. Want to talk about a prop bet there? James Conner, rushing touchdown. He's had a rushing touchdown in 3 of his last 4 home games, and he rushed for 62 yards in the last meeting with the Commanders. Marvin Harrison Jr. continues to rack up records. He had a career high of 5 catches for 64 yards and a receiving touchdown last week. And he is one of 2 rookies, Malik Neighbors, with 3 receiving touchdowns this season. He is aiming for his 3rd game in a row with a touchdown catch. Michael Wilson led the team with a career high of 8 catches for 64 yards in week 3. He's had 5 or more catches and 60 or more receiving yards in 2 of his last games. I like that. We're doing really well, you guys. Trey McBride, as I mentioned, he is in concussion protocol. However, in the last game against the Lions, Trey McBride had 5 or more catches in 2 of his 3 games this season. Nothing to sneeze at. Let's get better, Trey McBride. Buda Baker had 7 tackles last week. This would be his 5th game in a row with 7 or more tackles. We want to keep talking about tackles. Safety Jalen Thompson had 9 tackles and a tackle for loss last week. He's aiming for his 4th game in a row with 5 or more tackles. Let's keep it going. Mac Wilson, 8 tackles last week and his 7th career sack in week 3. He has tackled for loss in 2 of his last 3 games this season. I happen to have Mac Wilson on one of my fantasy leagues, and he's doing excellent, by the way. Dennis Gardick tackled for loss and had his 2nd career interception last week. He currently is tied for 2nd in the NFL with 5 tackles for loss this season. Good job. Keep it up. Let's talk about Kazir White because he led the team with 10 tackles in week 3. He's had 7 or more tackles in each of his 7 home games playing for Arizona. Zaven Collins aims for his 4th game in a row at home and his 5th game in a row overall with a tackle for loss. And Dante Stills. Love that man. He has the sweetest smile. Anyway, Dante Stills had his first sack of the season last week. Go, Dante! And there you have some of the latest stats on your Arizona Cardinals. TD, Tutty, in for 6. Touchdowns matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. We don't care how they score them. We just want to bet on touchdowns, and DraftKings Sportsbook is delivering. Ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? New DraftKings customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download the Sportsbook app and use code SICKSPORTS. That's code SICKSPORTS for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Here's the legal. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. And that's about it. I hope that you got the news you needed to know and you're prepared for week 4. Let's go in there with a positive attitude and bring home another big win for the Cardinals. If you want to support the show, you can purchase fan gear from Homage by clicking the link in the description. You can also support the show by signing up for DraftKings and using code SICKSPORTS. We'll see you again next week. Go Cards!
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Kelly Singh on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.